last week how to do a translation two different ways. We learned how to translate an object using a vector, both on and off the coordinate plane. That would be the arrow that shows me the direction and the size of the translation, how much I am moving it. We also learned how to do a translation using a description, where I would use my words, 5 units to the right and 4 units down. Today, we are learning what is called the mapping translation. So x comma y is my ordered pair, and now I am telling you to translate an object, and I give it to you in a mapping symbolic way. X plus 2, y minus 7. This is a shortcut for really saying, well, if I'm going to go positive 2 for the x values, if I think about my x-axis, I am going to increase it by 2. That means, in essence, I am moving it to the right 2 units. My x-axis is the horizontal axis. And now if I take a look at the y-axis, y to the sky, I am now going to take my y-coordinate and minus 7. So this, in essence, would mean I am going down 7 units. So, in this first example here, I have triangle ABC. And my ordered pairs are going to be mapped. X minus 7, y minus 3. X minus 7. If I am along that x-axis and I'm going minus 7, that means I am moving to the left 7 units. Take a look at your number line. Y minus 3, if I take a look at the y-axis and I'm going minus 3, that means I am going down 3 units. So I do not need a coordinate plane in order to graph these. I personally like to write A, B, and C vertically. For me, it helps. So I'm just going to quickly rewrite these. Okay. So now, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing x minus 7, y minus 3, and I am now going to try to figure out what is A prime, B prime, and C prime. So let's take a look at the x-axis. 3. And they're telling me I'm minus 7, going to the left 7. 3 minus 7, my new coordinate would be negative 4. 3 minus 7. If I take a look at the y coordinate, currently I'm at 1. Minus 3 means I am going down 3. So 1 minus 3, my new y coordinate is negative 2. Let's see how this works for the b. I'm at 4 comma 4. So if I take a look at 4 minus 7, I get negative 3 for my x coordinate. And then if I do 4 minus 3, I get 1 for my y coordinate. Again, you're taking a look at your x and your y, and you are going to translate based upon the mapping. So let's take a look now at C. I am going 1 minus 7. And if you have to write it out, please write it out. Negative 6. Then when I take a look at the y coordinate, 2 minus 3, I am going to get negative 1. And again, we could always put this on a coordinate plane and graph it and verify if I moved to the left 7 units and then down 3, I would land on the A prime, B prime, C prime. So let's take a look at the next one. So again, I have A as negative 3, negative 1. B is negative 4, negative 4. And C is negative 1, negative 2. And the mapping is telling me I'm going to do x plus 4, y plus 1. So x, I am moving to the right 4 units. And for the y, I am going up 1. So let us see, what is A prime, B prime, C prime going to be? Let's take a look at A prime. My x value is negative 3. Negative 3 plus 4 is positive 1. Let's take a look at the y value. Negative 1 plus 1 is 0. My new point for A prime is going to be at 1 comma 0. Let's now take a look at the B prime. The x coordinate is negative 4. Negative 4 plus 4 gives me 0. And when I take a look at the y coordinate, negative 4 plus 1 gives me negative 3. Now let's take a look at the c coordinate. When I look at the x value, negative 1 plus 4, I would get 3. And then negative 2 for the y coordinate, negative 2 plus 1, I get negative 1. And that's called using mapping. And again, notice I did not do anything on the coordinate plane. Sometimes it is a little bit easier. Now mathematicians get super lazy, especially when it's hot out. So it's been a grueling hot day today. And I'm going to get super lazy and I'm going to use symbolic or notation representation. So instead of writing out the word translate, I'm going to use capital T. I'm going to see capital T for translate, and I'm translating it. 2 comma negative 3. Again, this is a shortcut. Okay, I'm going to go now take my y, my x value, and translate it a positive 2. So I'm going to go 2 units to the right. My y value is negative 3, which is telling me I am going to go down 3 units. Again, I like to write these out vertically. For me, it makes it a little bit easier to see and to do the math. So my representation, I'm going to translate 2 units to the right and 3 units down. So let's take a look at my A prime. Here is my x value. Negative 1 plus 2. Negative 1 plus 2 gives me a positive 1. Let's take a look at the y value. 6 minus 3 gives me a positive 3. So A prime is going to be at 1 comma 3. Now let's take a look at the B prime. We're going to do it the same exact way. Take a look at your x coordinate. 2 plus 2 gives me 4. And then my y coordinate, 4 minus 3 gives me a positive 1. So my B prime is going to be at 4 comma 1. C prime, I'm going to do the same thing. Negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. And then I take a look at the y value. Negative 2 minus 3 is going to give me negative 5. So now we learned all 4 ways that we can show a translation. Again, we can show it using a vector on and off the coordinate plane. We can describe it, use a description. We can use what I call mapping, which is what we did previously. And right now on this slide, this is called notation or symbolic representation.